Thank you for your lovely Happy New Year letter. Happy New Year to you too. It was really a pleasure to hear from you again. I'm glad to hear you have been spending your summers wisely and that you have been complementing your computer science degree with internships in an aerospace company, in an AI startup, and in a quantitative training firm. These extracurricular activities broaden your horizons and give you elements to consider what you should be doing after this first degree, which is a very important choice. You are blessed with exceptional talents. As I already told you years ago, I would be delighted to have you here as my student. But in truth, I know that you will do exceptionally well wherever you go. And I also know that whoever you choose as your mentor will end up being very proud of you, because you are the one who's special. You are in the privileged position that you can do anything you like and succeed at it. But please understand that even you, although you can do anything you like, you can't do everything you like. Nobody can. You have to make a choice. And this means giving up on some of the things you could have also done, even things you are demonstrably very good at, in order to do at least one thing really well. I had to do that too. Everybody has. And that's a difficult choice, because some doors do close, and many people don't want the weight of that responsibility on their shoulders. So they prefer to stay for as long as possible in that comfortable zone where they go to school, they're the best, they do well in exams, they get excellent grades, they get scholarships, but they don't have to commit to one professional path to the exclusion of the others. But you have to commit to something at some point. It is your duty. You owe it to yourself and to your parents who helped you get there to make the most of those exceptional talents of yours. You owe it to yourself to identify what are the most significant things that these talents allow you to do with your life, and to do them. But don't worry, it's not a life sentence. You can always change your mind later and do something else once you understand more about who you really are. So long as you do it with passion, it won't be wasted time, even if you change your mind later. You've already done exceptionally well with the charitable foundation you established. It is having a significant impact on other lives, far beyond what most people achieve, whether at your age or even much later. What else will you do that will one day, in a few decades, be even more significant than that? What else can you start doing now so that once you are older than me, you will look back at that as your most significant legacy? I always like that old Spider-Man quote, "With great power comes great responsibility." You have clearly been blessed with great powers, so you have great responsibility on your shoulders, and you're not allowed to dream small. You're not allowed. Accept that responsibility and live up to it. What great things will you do with your life? You were already passionate about AI before ChatGPT came out in November 2022. Is this the field in which you are going to make a world-class contribution? What will you do that will be more than just an incremental addition to this very crowded field, to everything that's already been done in this field? There's this great hockey coach by the name of Gretzky who once famously said, "I skate to where the hockey puck is going to be, not where it has been." And that's the perfect metaphor for doing research. There is no doubt you have what it takes intellectually to do a good PhD, should you be so inclined. And a good mentor will help you figure out where the puck is going to be. And then you can focus all your energies into that, like a laser, before everyone else also starts doing it and it becomes a boring bandwagon. And that's how you become a trailblazer and a research leader. You have to take risks. You have to do stuff that everyone else thinks is impossible or not worth doing. And commit yourself fully, even though it's actually pretty likely that you might fail. Have you already found your mentor? Are you sure about that? If not, keep looking. It's worth searching long and hard for the right mentor. We who practice the Japanese way of the sword say that one should invest at least 3 years to find one's master. And personally, I spent much longer than that, looking for a new sword master after my first master was incapacitated by the rare illness that unfortunately eventually took his life. But it was well worth for me spending all these years on that search, because I have now been so lucky as to be accepted as the student of one of the most eminent grandmasters in Japan, and my current growth and progress on the way of the sword is incomparable to what I had achieved over the previous 2 decades. But you shouldn't feel you have a duty to do a PhD just because you have the intellectual capability to do one. Choosing to do a PhD is also saying no to many other great things you could do, sometimes more interesting, or more lucrative, or more influential, or more exciting than doing research. Your quant trading internship shows you one way you could build a solid financial position for yourself through spending a few years in a high-paying career. You could then do something else in your 30s and 40s on the strength of the financial independence you earned that way, something you would most likely not have as a PhD graduate. Another way you could invest your precious 20s after your first computer science degree is by starting your own company, and thereby learning the things that no business school will ever teach you. And one day, perhaps at your second or at your third company, reaching commercial success and positively affecting millions of people with your products. Or you could give up on any dreams of making a lot of money and become a full-time educator or a writer once you have enough experience that is worth sharing with others, and you could then find meaning in allowing other lives to grow to their potential through your mentorship. Basically, there are endless possibilities that are open to you now, and you have to figure out which one will make you the happiest and one day the proudest of the life you lived. Once again, whatever direction you choose, you have to take risks and commit yourself fully. Many of these things won't work first time, but if you don't give up, I guarantee that one of these will eventually work. Keep believing in yourself. At least one other person definitely believes in you. Go for it, and my most sincere best wishes to you. Happy New Year.